Yo, 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 welcome to the 1804 show, chapter 2. I'm your host, Dollar Will, and this is another episode of 1804 History. So tonight, I want to talk about what happened to 15-year-old Preston John Porter Jr., who was lynched on November 16, 1900. And it's just one of them stories that's just horrific. And I really hate discussing these type of stories because it just shows you how cowardly these folks can be. And this was like 55 years before Emmett Till. And I'm here to tell you that everybody who was lynched wasn't grown, wasn't adults. These motherfuckers went after kids. And you can't help but to shed a tear over that type of shit. And when I think of anybody that's 15, I think about like a 9th and 10th grader. So with a 9th and 10th grader gotta be lynched, especially for a crime that they didn't commit or whatever. So let me break it down to you. So this happened in Colorado, and his family and him came from Denver, well, actually came from Kansas to find work. So they was working on the railroads and stuff like that. So this little white girl gets murdered by the name of Louise Frost. She gets murdered. So the father and the deputies go and search for any nigga, get anybody that could possibly fit the description of the person that did it. But they were just looking for anybody, like they always do. So kind of find out that the authorities was coming to their family, so that they ended up getting him on the train to go to Denver. And they ended up apprehending the family. So it was like in this town called Lemon or whatever, and ended up catching him pretty much off the train. And they took him to the courthouse and they put him in a sweat box. And I don't know everybody who's familiar with a sweat box. And a sweat box pretty much was like where Kerry Washington was in the movie Django. So they put him in a sweat box to get him to confess and let them know, like, look, if you don't confess to this crime, we're going to kill your entire family. So eventually he ended up confessing to the crime, and they took him to this remote area, and it was over 200 people there, and they wanted souvenirs and stuff like that before they killed him. So he took pages of his Bible and gave it to everybody else with messages on them talking about I love you, and just, you know, trying to say like, look, I did not do this, let me go, and this and that. So they weren't trying to hear that. All they wanted to do was kill this little boy. And what they did was just took him to this tree, and they put rocks, they put pieces of wood under him, and they poured gasoline all over these woods under him and set him on fire. And his last words was like, you know, forgive them, Lord, they do not know what they do. I pray for the father, and I pray for this family. And they burnt him completely to the point that he wasn't unrecognizable. And they kept on just making the fire enlarge and also enhance. And the craziest thing about it, it just took over 100 years for the state of Colorado to give them clemency. And it's a damn shame, just knowing that, like, you could be killed at that particular age. It's just how nobody has ever been held accountable for this atrocity and injustice. And I just be telling everybody that we gotta get our priorities straight. Because when you know your history, you will know your future. And my future consists of making sure that I teach my people our history, because they try to rewrite it. They try to ban the real stuff because they don't want any of us to go crazy and take matters into our own hands. But we gotta really teach these kids the true Black history and also apply it to our everyday lives, because it's serious, man. And that's why I stay in my own lane. That's why I don't be hating on nobody. I just be trying to just come up, to try to pull myself by my own bootstraps. You know what I'm saying? Because it's people that ain't get the opportunity to make it to my age. And for that, I'm blessed, I'm grateful, humbled about it. I'm humble just for the fact that I made it to 35. And everybody wasn't so lucky or fortunate. So, and when I tell these stories, it's like I feel like the ancestors be coming to me in my dreams and thanking me for just telling their stories. Because we can talk about whatever we want to talk about, but I choose to stay in my lane and stay doing justice by letting you know about these people that existed and make sure I give them their flowers. And just be grateful for dying for a chance to let everyone know that racism exists and it's here to stay. And this stuff's still going on. So I just wanted to just come on here real quick and just give y'all another history segment. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for future notifications. Help me get to 1,000, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go support the channel. Make sure y'all keep watching the videos. I got a whole bunch of them. And oh yeah, shout out to my homeboy Rico for the love and support, man. I love you, dog. And if you want to hit